Previously on Right in Front, the evil president Seculorus has seized global power and forced the world to succumb to the twisted mechanizations of rational thought supremacy. His regime has all but stamped out the ways of common sense, and its followers have gone underground. They live in constant fear of death, or worse, being assigned to a re-rationalization camp. But hope still exists. Followers of common sense believe that the avatar of common sense, Dr.π, still lives. The search has brought a frantic group of his followers to his last known location, the traditional lands of the carnival people. Unaware that President Seculorus and his agents are closing in, Mr. K and his new friends reach the traditional lands of the carnival people, hoping to find answers.
It is good to see you again, Speaker of the Word K. It's been far too long. You honor the carnival with your presence.
Thank you for seeing us, Ringmaster. This is Winston and his son Georgie. They are seekers of the word.
Welcome, friends, to the traditional lands of the carnival people.
They are fugitives on the run from the rationalization forces.
You were right to come to us, Keeper of the Word K. But your presence does put us all at risk. Quick, come inside before you are seen. President Seculorus has always been tenacious when it came to getting what he wanted, even as a child.
Wait, so you knew President Seculorus as a child?
What was he like? I mean, what made him so evil and rational?
Many years ago, the man you know as President Seculorus was a member of our Carney tribe. His name was Mutus Mimicus, and his family were mimes.
Were they good minds?
That is an excellent question, child. But no, they were not. For there are no good mimes. For the art of mime itself is not good.
Then why does the mime exist at all?
The mime exists to make all other forms of art look better by comparison. In the carnival, no matter how bad the performance was, you were always better than that awful mime.
Well, that makes sense.
But Mutus Mimicus wasn't content, because he was cursed with a good speaking voice. Such a voice is a burden to a mime. But he believed it was a gift, and he rationalized that it was nature's way of telling him to innovate the ancient art of mime, which is blasphemy.
Innovate? How?
He wanted to tell jokes and recite poetry during his mimery.
That sounds horrific.
Oh, it was. The children ran from him, and it was a shame upon his family. The mimes resented him for breaking with tradition, and the clowns accused him of cultural appropriation. Eventually, the carnival elders became distraught and sought out the advice of Dr.π, hoping Pi could bring him to his senses. Dr.π explained that a mime who speaks is really just trying to be a clown. But Mutus Mimicus wouldn't listen. He became enraged and swore he would prove them all wrong. One night, he stole the box office cash and ran away.
And he ended up going to Metroville University.
Yes. There, he gave up mime and renounced the ways of the carnival folk. He fell into a bad crowd and began to study political science and freestyle rap.
The rest you already know. For today, that mime is president of the world.
But where are the carnival people?
Many remain here. Many of them have left. Those that could blended into society in order to survive the Great Rationalization. Rosie Rotund, she lost 300 pounds, and the Daredevil is now a driving instructor.
And the clowns? Did they drive away in a tiny car?
No, Georgie. That's propaganda of the secular slumber. They actually left in a school bus.
Oh.
But what of the mimes?
We don't speak of the mimes. That is classified.
This has gone too far. We believe Dr.π is the only one who can stop this madness. We must find him.
I have waited within the sacred forest of awakening for a sign. When the boy and his father arrived, they spoke words of common sense, and I knew it was time to summon the speaker of the word.
Agreed. But the modern ways are Seculor's domain.
Then light the Ferris wheel, as in the days of old. Let it tell Dr.π, the seekers have gathered. It is time to return.
Go start the Ferris wheel that we may summon Dr.π.
Daddy, do you think Dr.π will come?
I don't know, Georgie.
If he lives, he will come.
But now to other matters. You have arrived in time to join us for the ceremony of awakening. We are about to initiate someone into the mysteries of the source of the word.
I wish to be initiated, that I, too, may walk in common sense.
It shall be done. You too shall be awakened.
Georgie, you should also join the ceremony and partake of the chalice of awakening.
But the boy is too young.
We are in turbulent times. Our way of life is endangered. If not now, when? He may not have a future to awaken to.
Your words are sensible, Kay. He shall be awakened.
Ringmaster, we are ready to begin. The coffee has been brewed, and our new seeker, Brooke, is by the altar of awakening.
Franklin and Colleen, it is good to see you both are safe.
Mr. K, you've returned from exile.
And I have brought 2 more seekers for your ceremony.
Then let those who seek the path of common sense approach the altar, that you may drink from the chalice of awakening and pledge your devotion to the source of the word.
Do you renounce the false path of rational thought?
We do.
Do you seek the wisdom of common sense?
We do.
Do you accept the message of common sense as it was passed on to Dr.π by the revealer of the word in the forest of awakening?
We do.
Then speak the creed of our sacred book, the source of the word, that you may understand its mysteries.
This book has no words. Therefore, it tells no lies. Therefore, it is the truth.
Now, drink of coffee from the chalice of awakening. Arabica, Robusta, Excelsa, Liberica. We drink of the anointed beans of coffee, that they may bring us a literal awakening. The awakening is the path to common sense from which all good decisions are made. Awaken.
Awaken.
And now, let us all gather by the food truck for deep-fried acorn pies and iced coffee.
Oh no, what's going on?
What is that?
What do we do?
They've attacked the animal tents. There's fire everywhere. I have to go help. Ah! Curse you, Mutus Mimicus.
We are looking for these 3 fugitives. Kill everything else that moves.
You heard him. Burn everything, kill everyone.
Get him off of me.
Get him. Damn dirty ape.
Franklin, Colleen, you must get everyone you can to the safe house.
What about you, Kay?
I will hold them off as long as I can.
Franklin, we have to go.
Come, seekers, let's go.
Brooke, hurry up.
Where are we going?
Run! Abominus, you will not live to see the end of this day.
Startling news out of Haventown, where the heroic rationalization forces have raided and subdued a nest of carnival folk. The carnies were well-known common sense sympathizers who were harboring fugitives from Dawn of the Anointed Awakening's compound. Standing by, we have Officer Lawson of the RF to give an official update.
Well, we've been monitoring these particular carnival folk for some time. They've had a past history with the Common Sense movement and its leader, Dr.Π. From the intel we've gathered, there have been several incidents of unsanctioned book clubs and coffee-drinking rituals. The greatest offense, of course, is what they call the underground carousel.
And for our viewers, what is the underground carousel?
It's what they call the tunnels they use to sneak common sense fugitives out of Haventown, often with new identities and counterfeit rational order papers.
And what about rumors that Dr. Pye's lieutenant, Mr. K, was among those captured?
I cannot comment on that at this time. However, I can tell your viewers that the mastermind of these terrorists, Dr. Π, remains at large, is considered dangerous and highly persuasive. If you come into contact with him, do not engage in a conversation. It is not only dangerous, it is also treason. Please report your location immediately for assistance.
Thank you, Officer Lawson. More on this story as it develops.
What happened?
Oh, you are awake.
I'm always awake. But where am I?
Why, you're still at the carnival, my friend.
The carnival?
Or at least what's left of it.
What have you monsters done?
We burned it down, of course. Just like we burned it down, your precious compound.
Burn it down.
Just like we will burn down any place where common sense festers and infects. So much of this world still needs to be sterilized.
You always knew the carnival folk were our allies. Why wait so long to destroy them?
President Seculorus rationally determined that common sense would eventually lead you to these filthy carnies for help. So we waited.
What about all the people?
Dead? Most of them, at least. Some are being sent for re-rationalization. A few were allowed to escape so they could lead us to other common sense sympathizer cells.
These were innocent people.
No one who defies President Seculorus is innocent. There are just different levels of guilt. So the carnies were all guilty.
Dirty, filthy carnies.
Not now, Julia.
Julia?
Hey, whoa.
Of course. You're Georgie's mother.
You seen my Georgie?
Yes. And you should be very proud of him, Julia. Georgie, he's completed the ceremony of awakening and has embraced the source of the word.
You son of a bitch!
Oh!
Julia, put the knife down. President Seculorus wants Mr. K intact when we return. At least physically. His mind, however, I have been given free rein to prepare as I see fit.
So you think you can convert me at one of your camps?
Oh no, you're too far gone, too sick. Your case requires more immediate attention, my personal attention.
When I get down from here, I'm gonna... Oh!
Shh. You're not going anywhere, Mr. K. My guards have taken the liberty of chaining you to this quaint carnival prop. The Wheel of Death. The magician who owns it no longer needs it. It seems he has disappeared. Officer Lawson, give him a spin.
Yes, Professor Abominus. It will be my pleasure.
Now leave him upside down.
You're making a big mistake, Abominus.
He smells bad.
He's been living like an animal in the woods for months. It's no wonder.
I just wanna stab the smell off of him.
He stinks of acorns and coffee.
Then, by all means, let's give him a bath.
Do your worst. My ally is common sense.
Oh, but common sense has abandoned you, Mr. K. Dr.π has abandoned you as well, so you have no allies left. Your only option is to seek solace in Seculor, the slumberer, the beast of rational thought. Call out to him, and you shall be free.
I have not been abandoned. I will not turn.
He's losing consciousness. Hand me those cables. We need to wake him up.
Filthy common sensors.
Now spin the wheel again.
Why is he laughing like that?
He's delirious.
No, he is strong-willed. It will take a while to break him, and it will be an honor.
The Ferris wheel spins, and your end begins.
He thinks he's on a Ferris wheel.
He probably thinks he's on that big Ferris wheel outside. They turned it on just before we raided the place.
Why would they do that?
Someone go turn it off. It may draw unwanted attention.
You heard him, boys. Take out the Ferris wheel.
Got it. Take out the Ferris wheel. What's going on?
The lights. Who turned out the lights?
He has returned.
Shut up!
Who's returned? Who's here?
You know who.
Turn on your flashlights.
Flashlights, everyone.
There, in the corner, it's a mime.
If you see the mime, it's already too late. Your end is near.
Gun him down.
Light him up!
Shh. Quiet.
It's not what you hear that you need to fear. It's what you don't hear.
Quiet!
Oh.
Or I swear to God, I will stab you quiet.
You'll never hear them coming. They're mimes. Silence is what they do.
Sir, what do we do? I don't know what to do.
There, up in the high wire. There's another one.
They're all over the place.
Die, you fucking mime bastard.
Assassins! Mime assassins!
Now you understand.
We're surrounded. Go up!
When Minicus left the carnival and became a vessel of Seculor, his family of mimes felt like failures. They were lost, but Dr.π offered them a new path. Instead of mere entertainers, they would become protectors of the word.
Kill him!
Dr.π personally trained them in the common sense fighting style of Awakendo.
Come and get me, you dirty mime. Long live President Seculorus.
Guards! Guards!
They're all dead, you idiot. It's just us now.
Who's there? Show yourself.
Greetings, Professor Abominus.
Dr.π, it can't be possible.
And yet, here I am. Therefore, common sense says it must be possible.
Dr.π, it is you.
Yes, Julia, it's me. And I'm here with your family.
Georgie.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, Julia.
Because of them, the carnival people knew it was time to summon me with the Ferris wheel.
Then they are traitors as well.
Stay back, Georgie. She's gone mad. With rational thoughts.
Oh, she's quite all right, Georgie. Your mother just needs a little more heroin.
Heroin? Julia, when did you start doing drugs? Heroin is not the answer.
It may not be the answer, Winston, but it stops the questions. I was always asking myself so many questions. But Professor Abominus, he said heroin would calm me down. And it did.
But Monty, Drugs are bad.
No, Georgie. Drugs are good if they're used responsibly.
Of course they are, Julia.
So you see, for me, heroin was the rational choice. And it can be for you too, Georgie.
Don't listen to her, Georgie. She's been enslaved by Seculor, the slumberer.
Yes, like in your bedtime stories.
Common sense says there's nothing left for you here. You must leave.
You're not taking my son. Georgie, come to me.
My mother is dead. All I see is a junky ghost.
Well said, Georgie. You have indeed grown in common sense.
Mimes! See that Georgie and his father get to safety. The rest of this is not for their eyes.
Come, Georgie. We must follow the mimes.
And what about me? Is there to be no mercy for me?
Mercy is for the sensible. And you, Julia, have no sense. Georgie was right. You are a ghost. Who knows? Perhaps if you weren't so smacked up on the horse, there would have been hope for you.
Then, what should we do with her?
Out of respect for Georgie, we will not harm her. But we will send her back to her master with a message. A message to President Seculorus and all those who follow the path of Seculor the Slumberer.
And what does the great Dr.π have planned for me? I have a great deal of information on President Seculorus. Perhaps we could come to an agreement.
There will be no mercy for you, Professor Abominus.
Can't I just have a message as well?
No, Professor, for you see, you are the message.
That does not sound like a good thing for me.
As the battle dramatically unfolding in Haventown draws to an end, President Seculorus plots his next power grab, confident the war on common sense has been won.
We now have an update on the nuclear missile from space headed towards Earth. With time running out, the Committee of United National Thinking Summits has finally reached an agreement on what measures to take. After weeks of indecision, President Seculorus himself has taken the lead to offer his guidance and break the deadlock.
The solution was quite simple, really. If one nuclear missile from space could destroy us, then rationally, thousands of nuclear missiles from Earth attacking that one missile would destroy it first, thus saving us. It's simply an example of an overwhelming response from a unified rational world against a common enemy.
Turn it off.
I thought your plan was to let the committee bicker endlessly about the solution so they would stay out of your way.
Your weak mind should not presume to understand the machinations of my rationalized genius.
But what happens when the nuclear missile from space actually hits us?
There is no nuclear missile from space. I just told them there was.
Oh, right. Why?
To cause a distracting global crisis, one they could argue over for months. The crisis made them panic, and they turned to me for guidance and gave me the power to act.
So it's working, so why end it now?
I have to end it before they get suspicious and start to question why the missile that doesn't exist hasn't come yet. Now, I will have the world leaders recklessly attack an imaginary threat. Then I will tell them the plan worked. They will praise me for having saved the world and give me even more power.
Brilliant. But what then?
Well, Once the missiles we've sent hit their actual target, we will... Oh, Julia, you have returned. How did things go at the carnival?
We failed. The carnival was destroyed as you commanded, and we had won. But then he returned.
Dr.π?
Yes. As you expected. He walked right into the trap we set. But somehow, he knew what to expect. He and his mime assassins ruined everything. They wiped out your entire rationalization force.
Wiped out?
Slaughtered them in seconds. Seconds!
Oh.
And then they escaped with my family.
I don't care about your family, Julia. What happened to Professor Abominus? Where is he?
Dr.π and Mr. K, they made me watch while they what?
What's in the bag, Julia?
It's a gift from Dr.π.
Ugh. It's the head of Professor Abominus.
I can see that.
And his eyes are gone. And his mouth is full of acorns.
Dr.π said, "Those who wander in the dusk of the secular slumber will never see the dawn of the anointed awakening."
Oh, where is the rest of him?
The rest of him? They fed the rest of him to the... Well, what do we do now? I have done everything you asked, President Seculorus.
Yes, I suppose you have. And what is it you want in return, Julia?
I'm not feeling good. I'm hurting. I'm hurting real bad. I need more of my medicine. Please.
But what about your family? Don't you care about them anymore?
I don't care about them anymore. Heroin is my family now.
In that case, dear Julia, I have arranged a reunion in the other room.
Thank you. Thank you, President Seculorus. Thank you.
Acolyte, our friend Julia has become an ineffective irritant, but she has played her part and deserves a long rest. Let her take all the heroin she wants. In fact, see to it she takes more than she needs. Afterwards, see to it she turns up somewhere disreputable.
Yes, President Seculorus. Understood.
You have been listening to Right in Front, Episode 3, The Return. Right in Front is a presentation of Source of the Word Playhouse and was recorded at WAKN Studios on the Dawn of the Anointed Awakening compound. The cast featured Dr.π and Mr. K as themselves and the Haventown Repertory Troupe, performed by Earl Townsend. The soundtrack was composed by Dr.π and the Awakened and is available on Pytel Records and Tapes. For more information on the glorious message of common sense, visit sourceoftheword.com. Awaken.
Right in front.